The next morning, as the sun rose gold over the hills, the village gathered for the weekly market. Stalls filled the clearing, spices resting in clay bowls, colored fabrics hanging in long lines, baskets of maize and groundnuts, handmade tools laid beside carved figures. Voices blended with laughter, barter, and the soft rhythm of footsteps on dust. Tala and Matu helped arrange the offerings with quiet joy. Then a shout shattered the calm. "Stop! Thief!" The villagers turned toward the grain storehouse as a woman burst out, her arm extended, her finger rigid with accusation. Quito, a young boy, stood there. He was trembling visibly, his eyes wide with fear. "He took millet from the store," the woman cried. "Look at the grains on his shirt. I caught him." The crowd closed in. Quito did not move, his back pressed against the outer wall of the granary as if the earth itself might steady him. His eyes were not defiant, only afraid. "Look at him," someone said. "The proof is on his clothes." The murmuring grew. Tala felt the familiar tightening in his chest. The old reflex rose quickly. The evidence seems clear. But Makori did not look at the boy. Instead, he walked past him, slow, unhurried, and stopped before the wall. It was rough and pale, dusted with a thin layer of spilled grain, the kind left behind after sacks had been moved earlier that day. The grains clung loosely to the surface, untouched, uncrushed. Makori placed his palm against the wall. When he pulled it away, grains rested lightly on his skin. He turned then and looked at the boy's clothes. The grains there were the same, whole, dry, scattered gently across the fabric, not pressed in, not broken, not carried. A silence settled. If the boy had climbed, the grains would have been crushed. If he had stolen, they would have been trapped deep in the folds of his clothes. But this was not the mark of a thief. It was the mark of someone who had leaned and nothing more. Makori stepped back. "What you saw," he said quietly, "was not what happened." No one spoke. The accusation loosened its grip, not because it had been defeated, but because it had been seen through. The woman's eyes widened. She covered her mouth. I thought..." Makori nodded gently. "Yes," he said, "you thought with the first sight. You saw a crack and assumed a break." The villagers lowered their eyes. Quito burst into tears, this time from relief. Tala knelt and wrapped his arms around him. "You are safe," he whispered.